Sit back, relax, put your belt on, and enjoy the show.
Excellent. Well, now let's move on to Super Rugby Aotearoa. And the first game we have for that is the Highlanders and the Hurricanes. Harry, you've saved yourself for the Kiwi games. I'm back. My gusto's up. We're talking Super Rugby Aotearoa. Let's do it, Harry.
All right, so returning, first of all, Janet Nareki, they were pretty confident that he'd be back. Looked like a really bad injury on the field, but actually a hip pointer. So essentially like a bony bruise through the pelvis, the front of the hip. So obviously massive in for them with the form that he was in. Parry Parkinson played for the development side a couple of weeks ago. So he's back from his, back from his off-season ankle surgery. Liam Squire was kind of managed for his workload last week. So I think we'll see him back in the squad again this week. And that's bad news for Kazuki Himeno, who's another bloke that's unlikely to get into the 23 because of it. Scotty Scrafton back for the Hurricanes from his ankle injury, which is a very quick return considering how bad it looked. And Dane Coles, I think he's still 50-50. They haven't confirmed him yet, but he seems to be touch and go every week for this lingering calf injury.
Did he? I believe he played for the Hurricane Hunters last weekend.
Did he?
I actually didn't see footage of it, but they said he was going to.
Okay.
You never know with Dane Coles, but yeah.
That's a good sign. The Highlanders, so first of all, I mean, the question that we asked every single week, and we'll ask it again, Solomon Alamalo, what the actual fuck is Tony Brown trying to do with him? He came to be coached by Brown, and then he isn't getting picked. So first of all, who do you drop for Alamalo? This is the obvious question. Is it Connor Garden-Bishop or is it Mitch Hunt? Now, personally, I think it should be Mitch Hunt. Put Mitch Hunt on the bench. Let him kick he's good from the 78th to the 80th minute. He's one of the best. But he's just not that good from the 0th to the 78th minute.
I actually think he hasn't added what he would normally add in terms of his kick percentage and things. And we'll touch on that a little bit later.
He hasn't, but let's not forget that line break and awesome long ball he threw.
But he has been adding something a little different, which is his attacking skills. But Alamalo has that.
Yeah.
But this is the other thing is that Josh Ioane is a good enough ball player. I don't see why every team is so obsessed with having two ball players. You know what I mean? Josh Ioane is certainly a good enough ball player to use these men out wide.
Yep. I think it really depends on who your centers are. And if they've got a center that can actually help distribute as well, I think that makes it pretty easy to justify getting Alamalo at the back.
They don't. Tompkinson and Tumunga. Oh, yeah, but he's outside center. He's not going to play inside.
Yeah, he can definitely slot in, though. You know, like he's got a very good skill set.
James Gunn played that role for the Wallabies in the World Cup at 13. Look, so I hope it's Mitch Hunt that goes back to the bench. I think he's a good player to come off the bench, and I'm excited to see more of what Connor Garden-Bishop can do. Marino Makiele, I'm not sure why he didn't start last week because 2 weeks ago, his replacement was awful. But he's an obvious one. He needs to come back into the starting side.
The reason they gave was Hugh Renton's physicality, but
shut up.
It's Michele too, man.
No one believes that.
Exactly.
Not a single person believes that. Ash Dixon, Liam Coltman, they're just going to keep swapping. I think Ash Dixon is the first choice, so I expect him to start, though. Josh Dixon, Parry Parkinson in the locks will be really good. Manaki Selby Rickett on the bench. I know, Cargie, you had a thought that maybe the easiest way to get all these amazing loose forwards onto the field was just to push Liam Squire into lock.
Look, I doubt they'll do it, but yeah, he's tall enough, mate. He's 6'5". He's like 196 centimeters.
Centimeters taller than Dixon. Like, it's actually not an unreasonable suggestion.
Yeah. Mate, I've said this years ago, but you saw a photo with him standing next to Peter Steph Dutoy. He's basically the same height as the bloke. But I don't know, because it's otherwise, how do you get Squire on there? You're not going to pick him ahead of Frizzell and Michele too, are you? So if you wanted some more punch, chuck him in there a lot.
We have been pretty right about a lot of the predictions we've made for footy players this year and how they're going to go. I was pretty adamant that Frizzell was going to fade away, and he's been excellent this year. So maybe this is the game that it starts. I'll dig my heels in. On top of that, James Lenches, I think he looks like a new player this year with the exercise he's put on. So exciting to see him. I think him as a leader of this side is likely to continue to start as well. I think the opportunity probably most significantly for the Highlanders in this game is going to be their 9 and 10 axis. Aaron Smith and Josh Ioane are really, really good. Really, really good. And that axis is so much better than Campbell or Tamatine and Ledger. It's just chalk and cheese.
Yeah,
So
we're
those
talking
two-
orders of magnitude. So we're talking, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just it really is incredibly one-sided. So I think that's where the game should be won and lost for the Highlanders. I think they need to be darting from Aaron Smith off the half, and I think Joshua just needs to be running the ball all day, which we love watching happen anyway. So it'll make it very entertaining if that does happen. Look, I'll keep pushing on. Hurricanes, I mean, Devon Flanders, Reed Princep is your question here. I think that Princep still has a lot of pull in that squad, but I like Devon Flanders. I think he's shown what he's capable of, and, there's some big raps on him as a young player coming through. So I just hope they don't take too long to develop him.
I just think he adds a lot more. He's got a skill set. Princep is he does a job, but he's a very one-dimensional player. He just makes tackles and he clears people out. That's about the sum of all parts.
It's a couple of weeks later than we thought as well. Salisi Rayasi, we said, was going to just destroy everyone this year, and he's now doing that. I think he has definitely given himself enough reason to get a couple more weeks in the starting jersey. I think Julian Sevilla probably not quite as dominant as we would hope. So I still think it'll probably be those two starting, Huiston on the bench, but there's definitely a big rise for Rayasi's stocks there.
Matt, I think Rayasi's just getting started. You know what I mean? Like, he's just warming up.
Yeah. Campbell or Talmatine, who cares, mate? Flip a coin.
Surely Talmatine.
Well, you say that, but Campbell was good. He played really well last week in his first game ever.
And again, to reiterate, though, who cares? Move on.
Yeah, that's right. What else? Dane Coles, Ricky Kelly. I don't think Asaf Ramu is going to be back from his AC joint injury, but I'd expect that maybe Dane Coles comes back off the bench. It doesn't seem like they want to rush him this year at all.
Particularly since Riccatelli had a good game.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. But that was never in doubt. He's excellent. And look, the Hurricanes' big advantage, I think it's their midfield. I think it's Nani Lamape, Peter Umunga Jensen. I'm assuming he pushes Billy Proctor back to the bench. Proctor's still yet to actually show why he ever gets picked. He's very much like his brother in that way. I think that they're probably a class above Theo Tompkinson and Michael Collins. So if they're going to have an impact and control this game, I think that's probably where they'll do it.
Boys, looking forward to seeing Theo and Lamape butt heads there. That'll be good. Big hitter versus a big runner. Yeah.
Craig, who's your pick?
I hadn't thought about it until just then. You've got me on the spot.
Who's your pick?
Got him! Return of serve.
I don't know.
Under the roof, boys. Let's just remember. I'm going to go. The roof. Home of fantasy points.
I'm going to go under the roof. I'm going to say Highlanders at home, 1-12.
Yeah, I'm going to say Highlanders by 1-12. Give us a margin.
Yeah, come on, mate.
7.
I'm going to go Highlanders by more. I think the Hurricanes are in a little bit of trouble at the moment. I'm going to say Highlanders by 12 points. And I'm going to say whatever the over and under total points for the game is, go overs. Always overs.
Yeah.
I think I'll echo those thoughts. I'm going to say Highlanders by 13 plus.
No, 13.
Only if Solomon Amalo plays as well. So just get my boy in there.
Otherwise, it's a draw.
But either way, fantasy points are plenty, as you said, Harry. Under the roof, it's going to be a good one. So definitely pick up some players there.